Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Lens of Truth, with me, Ivan Florentino. And for today's video, I finally completed Bayonetta 3.
Look, there it is!
So I actually completed Bayonetta 3 just a few days ago, and yeah, this game was so fun. So go ahead and check out my review for this game, Bayonetta 3. Let's go.
You're seeing that off in the distance too, right?
Yeah, pretty sure those are other worlds in the multiverse. I bet the people who built this place used to watch over different worlds the same way.
So as far as the story and the plot goes, it doesn't get too deep and too complicated, but this game takes place in the world of chaos and it's composed of multiple alternate universes. And this one, you're going to be able to meet alternate versions of Bayonetta from the past, present, future, and different timelines. And you're also accompanied by the witch in training Viola, who fights alongside her demon Cheshire.
Bring it in, big guy!
She's also assisted by Bayonetta's childhood friend, the Umbrum witch Jean, the investigative reporter Luca, and the information and weapon maker Enzo. And they team up in order to fight the forces of the man-made artificial weapons called homunculi, led by the artificial entity known as Singularity. And like I said earlier, the plot is not complicated, but without any spoilers, if you have played the series before, part 1 and 2, let's just say when you get towards the end, there's going to be surprises that you will recognize if you're a fan of this game. So a brand new playstyle to the series is added when Jean is given her own stealth / 2D side-scrolling side missions, and although this isn't the bulk of the main game, there's only around a handful of missions with her, which is actually really good because I feel like her gameplay style is a bit too slow sometimes and just half-baked. It does sometimes feel a bit clunky, a bit slow, however it does help that it breaks up the pace of the main game, and they are shorter, they only last a few minutes, and some of the highlights are that you will fight huge bosses here and there, but this is one of the weaker parts of the gameplay. Now, controlling similar to Bayonetta is the brand new playable character known as Viola, who is central to the plot in this game. Her playstyle does take some getting used to, as she only has one weapon, which is her katana, and instead of guns, she throws darts as her ranged weapon. What differentiates her from Bayonetta is that she throws her sword to the ground and it calls up her huge demon pet Cheshire, which fights alongside her automatically, and the only attacks she's able to do is with her bare-fisted hands. And her gameplay style does take some while to get used to because she doesn't activate witch time the same way Bayonetta does. Instead, she has to parry at a certain specific time with her katana in order to slow everything down. And although there aren't too many missions with her, it did make things feel fresh having a brand new character that you're also able to upgrade their health, their magic, their moves, and the moves for their demon partner. So let's get on to the combat, which is what makes Bayonetta and the Bayonetta series so special, especially part 3 with all the new gimmicks and wrinkles that they add to this series. So Bayonetta 3 at its core is a hack and slash game where she uses both her weapons, her witch time slowdown mechanic, and her guns that she has both on her hands and heels to attack and combat all her enemies. Whenever Bayonetta does a dodge attack, she activates witch time, which slows everything down, and it gives you the chance to go ahead and start comboing enemies into an attack. And this one, you're able to multiply all your attacks, and in turn you'll gain more points, multipliers, so that when you finish the level you end up getting more and more halos, which are rings in which you're able to get your score higher and also to buy weapons. One of the main things about this game that makes it very special are the way in which Bayonetta controls her demons, which are called the Demon Slave and the Masquerade mechanics. They look so cool and very cinematic, where Bayonetta, as she's fighting, you're able to hold down the ZL button and use your demon that you have at the moment. Eventually, you will be able to switch between 3 at a time, and you're able to level them up, level up their attacks, their health, their strength, and their moves. It really makes it feel like you're in kaiju battles. So this game is very anime, it's very Godzilla inspired at times. So when you're playing the game, you're definitely going to see the spectacle, just how crazy and insane and over the top things get. Alright, so my total run through of the game lasted a little bit over 9 hours, but it can easily go up to 10 to 15 hours because there is so much replay value within every level. Because one of the main things about Bayonetta 3 compared to part 1 and 2 is that the areas are a lot bigger and you're able to explore them a lot more. Some of the levels I actually took more time just roaming around, trying to go through every corner and unlock many puzzles. You're able to even unlock challenge rooms to try and gain more hearts and pearls, which in turn it helps raise Bayonetta's life, which time magic as well. And another thing that I really liked about this game is in the way that you're able to attain different weapons and items, because as you're going through the story, as you meet different Bayonettas from different universes, you're able to attain their weapon and also their demon form. The skill tree this time, you're able to go inside of the menu to upgrade every single character, every single demon, and every single weapon. And as far as difficulty goes, this game is actually one of the easiest Bayonettas to get into, which is really cool. I played it on normal. I actually didn't really have that much trouble beating this game, which is very newcomer friendly. It's going to be just really fun to breeze through this game. If I were to rank this game on a scale from 1 to 10, I do give it an 8. One of the negatives that I did have about this game is that it took a while to get used to controlling Bayonetta at the same time that you're controlling the demon in the background. It does take some time to get used to, and when it does click. I just felt that it took a little too long to kind of control both your huge demon that covers a screen and also Bayonetta at the same time, because it felt like you're being attacked from every angle. But this is what makes Bayonetta different from part 2 or part 1. Here's a helpful tip if you're trying to collect all the Umbrum Tears of Blood in certain levels where you need to try and catch those fast running cats and also those ravens. I really recommend you guys collect the dash attack for your Masquerade demons, and this is going to make your life a lot easier in order to catch these, because you don't want to be running around for a while trying to catch these things. Yeah, this is a great tip that I wish I should have known since the beginning of the game. And by collecting all 3, you'll unlock an alternate challenge mode in that stage, increasing the replay value and rewards that you attain.
Settle down now, little one.
And as far as the graphics go, they look incredible and detailed, and they are a bit step above Bayonetta 2, but I have noticed some of the effects can be blurry and also very pixelated. It's some type of weird pixelation going on. As far as character models go and demons and enemies, and especially the motion capture animation is so high quality. While the general gameplay runs at 60 frames per second, these action set pieces run at 30 frames per second and they look incredible. The spectacle is amazing. Sometimes it does seem inconsistent when it comes to a lot of the levels looking great, but also blurry in some areas when it comes to textures. But in the end, the visuals do have a combination of Bayonetta 1's aesthetic and part 2, where it's both colorful and also darker in tone. And even the footage that you see captured here on my Switch OLED, everything looks great. Everything is running at 720p for the small screen, but the colors pop. The deep, rich blacks also look great, and nothing is compromised when it comes to the smaller screen. Everything is clear, it's not blurry, and one of the few Nintendo Switch titles on handheld that looks great and clear and visible. Now, visually speaking about the character models, Viola, one of the newest characters in the game, she has a great personality which fits her punk rock style with her short haircut, leather jacket, and striped pants. She visually fits the aesthetic pretty well. However, one of the worst design characters that I feel keeps getting more and more terrible every game is Jeanne. Coming from Bayonetta 2, she looked okay with her longer hair, leather red pants, but in this one, her longer hair, her fur jacket, and her pink zigzag colors, everything is just too much. Her best design by far is from Bayonetta 1 with her short hair. She just looked really cool, but they just dropped the ball with this one. Now for our main hero, our witch, she just keeps getting better and better. Going from part 1 with her cone-shaped, traditional-looking witch headdress to the short pixie cut from part 2, and now to the design where she resembles her child form Cereza in part 1 with her braided pigtails, is one of my favorite designs she's ever had. She just looks really cool and just a lot more detailed when it comes to her makeup, her nails, and just the accessories she has. This one just fits her so well. A huge highlight that the Bayonetta series gets right is in the music department. There's always some quirky music like jazz, action music, and even rock-tinged music for Viola's theme, but everything just seems to fit in this over-the-top action game. And even this crazy dance number towards the end is just silly, but it just works. And even when you beat the game, in tradition of every Bayonetta game, you'll get an ending sad song. This one is called We Are As One, just fits the tone of this game, and it's very sad when you know how things conclude between Bayonetta and Luca, so this soundtrack meshes so well from beginning to end. Bayonetta 3, if you don't already know, had a huge controversy when the game was leading up to the release, where the old actress was kind of lying about the pay disparity between her and then also being replaced by Jennifer Hale, who's a veteran in the voice acting industry, and she does an amazing job in this, and all the voice actors in this game do a great job. The cutscenes, everything is well acted. It's very over the top. Some of it can just be cheesy, melodramatic, but it just works. This is a game that I do recommend anyone playing who's a fan of action/games, and any type of action game in general. You're gonna really have a fun time with this game. And if you're new to my channel, consider hitting the like button, ringing the bell, leaving a comment, and see you later. Bye.